Welcome back. Today we are covering the epic conclusion of the Zoo arc, which is the first arc of Absolute Batman. Somehow, even though it said it was 5 parts, it actually has a part 6. I don't know. I think they maybe didn't plan, or they're like, when they're doing it, it didn't. They're like, oh, we're gonna need one more issue to finish this. It happens. I just thought it was kind of funny. So, anyways, let's get into it. Spoilers ahead. At this point, chaos is going on in the streets with the offer that Black Mask has made to the world. In exchange, he's basically said that, hey, Batman didn't take my offer, so I'm making that offer to all you citizens. That's why he's dropped off crates and masks for other people to now join the party, and joining the party. Chaos is going on. The news is urging people to stay in their streets, and Waylon Jones is watching this. And somebody comes to his door, and he's ready for a fight, pointing out he's a former AFC champion and he hasn't had a fight in a while. But it's Bruce. And he's like, oh, did the party animals do this to you? And then he's like, what are you wearing? And he's like, I need your help because I'm Batman. And so Bruce reveals to Waylon that he's Batman, which is not where I thought that was going. I wasn't expecting his friends to know, or any of his friends to know. We then go to a flashback with Bruce having a nightmare, or we go to a flashback of a slumber party Bruce has, and then a killer, presumably Joe Chill, like I'm pretty sure it's Joe Chill, and then Goodman comes and shoots Martha Wayne. Bruce wakes up, it's a nightmare, and then he goes to meet his mom, who is looking through a picture book of pictures that they've taken. Then we go to Martha and Gordon on the street, watching as people are collecting these crates and getting these masks. Martha tries on a mask and sees that it has a bounty for Gordon of $1 million. And the other people are starting to notice this as well. In the chaos, Julia, Alfred's daughter, is on her way home on the train, and a bunch of party animals have come on the train and are approaching her, where she's then abducted by a mysterious man, or a silhouetted man. It's Alfred. From there, Batman is given a ride in a plane by who he affectionately calls Ozzy, by Oswald Cobblepot, who's not happy that Bruce had the fact he was Batman, but Bruce is like, I wanted to protect all of you. And so Waylon knows, Harvey knows, Edward's like, I've known for weeks, which annoys Ozzy. And then like, what is Selena gonna think? I was like, she'll probably think it's hot. And then I was just like, I don't have enough fuel to stay around for whatever you're doing. And I was like, I can't rescue you. I'm gonna have to head back to Gotham. It's like, I'm not expecting you to save anybody. And he plans on blowing up the yacht. Batman jumps out of the plane. And I believe this is supposed to be a cool shot, but it's interesting with the way it's angled. Like, even his nose kind of looks like a bat nose, like the kind of like, snout-like noses they have sometimes. And the shot's like, it's much funnier than cool, but I don't know if that was the intention. There, he crashes the party on some of the party animals, taking out the man who hit him with his own axe. And then he deals with the party animal that I've assumed is a kid. And the thing about them that I can't tell if it's a mask or if it's supposed to be tentacles or what it is, but nobody comments on it. So I'm like, I don't know what this is, if it's hair or what it is in the mask. But then he tangles with the kid, who's like, oh, you can't hit me, I'm a kid. Batman puts them in a timeout, and the party animal is a wild, or is looking for Kiddo, sees Batman, decides, nope, I don't want any part of this, jumps off the yacht. Batman gives her a life jacket. We have Martha looking at the scrapbook, and her favorite photo being the photo at the zoo. Bruce points out that photo was taken the morning of the trip, just before the shooting started. Afterwards, we cut to modern day, where Gordon and Martha are on a standoff with some of the party animals as they find out that both Gordon and Martha are worth $1 million, but they're debating over the fact that they can't shoot a woman, but they sure can shoot Gordon and split the money between them. There, afterwards, we see Alfred has gotten Julia on a plane and plans to fly out of Gotham and to come back in a few weeks, where Julia is pointing out how she used to pack a bag as a kid, have like a suitcase ready, and wished her dad would take her on trips. Wanted nothing more to go on the trip with her. And now, at this point in time, that's the last thing she wants. And if he forces her to leave Gotham, she has no father, which I get and I feel would be more impactful if that wasn't already the status of your relationship. But I guess that's completely bridge burned. Burn the field, salt the soil. There's nothing going to grow here, which makes sense. And he's like, wheels up, we're going. Batman continues crashing the party for the party animals and faces off against Roman Sionis, the Black Mask himself. We hit it with a good old bat bowling ball combo, beating the shit out of Roman till Roman gets the opportunity to wrap a garrote around his neck and begin choking him out as the wires start cutting into him. It's intercut with the flashback with the pictures. It's intercut with the picture book and Martha offering to take the picture out, but he's saying not, Bruce as a kid saying not to because it was Thomas's favorite photo. And in that moment he realized like there's like this happy moment he had because of that, and he wanted it to just stay like that. There we go between Martha telling the party animals if they're gonna shoot Gordon, they have to shoot her too, which Gordon's like, what the fuck? Like, no, don't do this. And we go back to see Bruce basically, we go back and see Martha offering to take the zoo photo out, which Bruce just says he wants to keep because it was like Thomas's favorite photo and what it means to him. While Batman's being strangled. And then Batman proceeds to remind Black Mask that his bat suit is both fashionable and functional, and is shown in previous issues that the bat ears are also blades. They activate pointing down, and he makes sure Black Mask sees his point. Very painful. I'm also very confused as to how Black Mask is alive after that. He tosses Black Mask off the yacht and then goes to the server room as what party animals are deciding whether they're gonna gun down both Martha and Gordon. In this moment I realized like, oh shit. Martha can die, and that would be very sad and impactful for Bruce and everybody. And I realized like, oh, because she's alive now doesn't mean she's gonna be here the whole time. And so that's happening, and the stand-up's happening as Batman. That stand-up's happening as Batman pulls the pin on a belt of grenades, blowing up the yacht, which is one of the servers. The monetary valuations for everybody, or the rewards for all the bounties, are gone, and the party animal in front of them is like, oh, there's no money, what happens now? Martha punches that guy, who rightly deserved, and they're happy, and her and Gordon are happy and celebrate a little bit. We see Martha continues to talk to a child Bruce about how he could have lived in fear and he could have been angry and said, to hell with the world, but he didn't. Instead, he chose to wear that pain like a cape and to fight and be hopeful and to try to make sure other people don't feel the same way. And so this is happening as Batman sinks into the ocean. But you see the silhouette of the Batmobile, which rescues Batman, and we see Alfred drag Batman into it and says, if I'm sticking around, you have to too. Let's get you patched up. So it shows that first that Alfred, I guess, came back and didn't want to sever his relationship with his daughter, which means she made a convincing point. But it also shows, because in the moment when the server's blowing up, Martha even had said that I will die, but not for a long time. So I feel like there was a misdirect, because I genuinely was like, oh, she's gonna die in this issue. I'm really glad she didn't. So she's continuing to be a presence, and I'd like to see all the stuff she does as Deputy Mayor and how that puts her into conflict with the growing criminal element and also the Arkham plan. It's also nice to see Alfred and Batman hanging around each other, and the fact that this time, after in the previous issue, is like, I'm not gonna patch up your wounds even though I know how to. He's like, I'm gonna patch you up. This Batman is 24, so especially with the age gap, he's always referring to him as like kid, and like there's a sort of fatherly or mentory vibe, at least when he sees the stuff that Bruce is doing as Batman. So that's how he manages to stop the party animals and stop Roman Sionis, who probably think twice before fucking with Batman. Which issue ends with an epilogue where we see the Joker looking like the classic Joker, but covered in some sort of alien weird thing that drains the white skin and returns the skin to normal, and says he's aware the party animals failed and that Roman was stopped. Get Bane, which means Bane is coming, which is pretty interesting. But it also seems like the absolute Joker is involved in with some of the other villains in the absolute universe when it comes to the Batman Rose Gallery. So that's interesting to see how he's like the mastermind behind this, because they keep hinting and showing him a bit. So he's obviously going to be as big and dangerous as he is in the main universe. So that's going to be interesting to see. Overall, I really like the Zoo arc. I read the description for issue 7, which seems to be, I thought would just be Bane showing it, but it seems to be Mr. Freeze. So we get to see the absolute version of Mr. Freeze coming up in issue 7. So that's going to be really cool. I'm enjoying doing these. Check out, if somehow this is the first one you're watching, check out the other Absolute Batman videos, or any of the other Absolute videos, or just any of the other spoiler warning videos I do. I'll catch you guys next time.